Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Today we have pull day number 2. So you know that I'm on a push-pull legs split. So I have slightly different exercise variations, slightly different order for my pull day, day 2. And the reason for that is very simple. I want to focus on different things on different days. So basically, we're going to have similar exercise selection, similar muscle groups being worked, but order can change a little bit. Maybe the exercise selection changes slightly. But overall, it's not going to be something where it's like, it's so different and like, oh my goodness, like I've never seen this exercise before. It's going to be fairly similar, but I'm just going to show you how I set up my overall programming. So for example, I'm starting off with lats again, because lats for me is by far the most important thing in my back. I need to bring it up. My mid to upper back is pretty darn good. So I'm going to be starting off with lats, but I'm not starting off with a pull down. I'm going to be starting off with a row variation. You saw me last time I did 2 different pull down variations. I did frontal and I did sagittal, but today we're going to do a sagittal plain pull straight from here. So we're just looking at a chest support and pulling through. Now, a little note on this machine. I see a lot of people when they do this exercise, they pull to about here. They're like, oh, my elbows are at my side, so it's as far as I need to go. The problem is, it can feel like your elbows are at your side, but you're just shortchanging yourself a tiny bit. So make sure that you get all the way there, and you'll be able to feel that the lats squeeze just a little bit harder if you're able to get your elbows back here. Now, they don't need to come back here, because then you're just shrugging up like this, and like, that's no longer lats. But pull it as far back as your lats will allow it to go. Like, I can already feel my lats squeezing like crazy back there. But you don't need to rotate the arm under and get the rear delt and upper back involved. So we're gonna get to a set of these and I'll show you the next exercise. Next exercise we got is this lovely row right here, the prime row. Now what I really like about this machine is you can make it a little bit heavier in the bottom and lighter towards the top, because obviously you can handle a lot more weight down here than you can up here. So I don't put it on like the very lowest setting where it's completely hard down here and very easy up here, but I put it a little bit harder as the way it goes down and back up. So that's setting number 5 if you have a prime machine. But basically, just finding a resistance profile that works well for your overall pull feels great. As always, if you don't have the ability to adjust your resistance profile on this, not a huge deal. I just really like the way it feels. Let's do this. All right, for this one, all we're doing is a new exercise. We're just taking place our hands closer, seats higher. This is gonna allow us to pull at a bit more of a 45-degree angle rather than our elbows being up. And we don't have to focus on that. The machine will do it itself. So as long as you set yourself up properly, you'll be able to do the exercise without having to think about where your elbows are going. All right, let's get it. Just the one set for that. The last exercise we're gonna do is a completely frontal plane pull-up. So I'm not gonna use a bar, I'm gonna use something where I can actually take and put my head up in between. We were gonna use the other one, but it was in use, and the other one was over there and the other one over there was also in use. So it's not gonna be a perfect setup, but hey, you don't need perfect in order to progress. Work with what you got. Add in the little Mario jumping sound effect when I go to do this. All right. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do. The way I see it is I'm at the peak of my bulk right now. So we're basically doing weighted pull-ups at this point. Got a whole lot more going on than we did a few months ago. As we get heavier, the pull-ups get harder. Progressive overload with fat. All right, we're gonna start throwing in alternating bicep curls into our routine. So the only real reason for this is just making sure that there's no imbalances, working a little bit different portion of the movement. Typically I'm on a preacher curl where more of the force is at the bottom, less of the force towards the middle. So we're just working on possibly sorting out some imbalances and at the same time working through a slightly different portion of the movement. Somebody very sweaty was using this before. I'm gonna switch this out. They're all sweaty. Oh, guys, don't forget your own gym equipment. This is gross. And for the rear delts, now we are going to hit a unilateral variant because we already hit bilateral. Now I know a lot of people like that single arm pec deck movement. It's become the new hype, but I just don't like it. I really don't. And if you're trying to get across your body tension, this is gonna work just fine anyways because it drops off. As long as you're facing this way as you do it, the tension will actually drop off as it gets to more of that short position. So this will work just fine. But if you like the pec deck variation, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna stick to this one. Okay. Oh, nice. Never forgetting my cuff straps again because this just isn't nearly as good. It slides around on me too much. I wish I had the full cuff, but me being a moron, forgot my backpack. It is what it is. Work with what you got. Last exercise for the day. We're just gonna do one set, single arm hammer curl. Now, nobody uses this machine for this purpose, and it is an amazing machine for this purpose. So don't be dumb, start doing this. It's really good. Use the straight up and down bars for your hammer curl variant. All right, let's do this. All right, we got it. That is a full back, bis, and I guess you could say rear delts go with the back, but back and bis day. I'm really liking this push-pull legs format. It kind of sucks not having a full-on dedicated arm day. I know it's really fun doing shoulders and arms, stuff like that, but sometimes for the sake of the greater good, you must sacrifice. Like Thanos, I'm the only one that knows that. But it's been fun, guys, so stay tuned for, it'll be push or legs next, I don't know which one, but now we've given you both of our pull days. If you haven't seen it yet, go take a look at my other one. And then if you want to follow this split, you can, but understand that this split is built around my needs. So if you ever want to take and say, oh, well, I like the split format, but I need to focus a little bit more on this area, this area, rearrange exercises to make sure that your priorities are at the beginning, and go get big. TNF out.